Yeah.
I wonder how long it's going to take. Yeah. That would be fun.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Hamilton Elementary and Early Childhood Center. A special thank you to Principal Anna Cisco and our Director of Early Childhood, Teresa Gatta, for hosting us here today. So like the state of Michigan itself, the school embodies resilience and a bright future ahead. And we're proud to open this brand new space designed to provide truly a world-class environment for our students. With the tremendous support of our Kentwood community, we have invested deeply across all 19 of our schools. We're also grateful for the leadership of Governor Whitmer, who has championed historic advancements in education during her entire term in office. And here's just a couple examples. So we're in our early childhood space, and the most recent state budget expanded free preschool for every 4-year-old in the state of Michigan through the award-winning Great Start Readiness Program. And right here in Kentwood, we have doubled our early childhood space to meet family needs, and it has been met with tremendous demand. Career pathways. Through programs like Going Pro and Michigan Reconnect, Michigan is prioritizing skilled, good-paying jobs. And right here in Kentwood, we expanded our career and tech ed programs, giving students a chance to earn industry-recognized credentials and certificates to launch meaningful careers. At Kentwood Public Schools, the diploma is truly just the beginning. Educator development. We have our friends here from Teach Michigan. We have some of our educators in that cohort. The state has invested in teachers through initiatives like the West Michigan Teacher Collaborative and Teach Michigan. And Kentwood is proud to be one of 43 districts in the West Michigan Teacher Collaborative and one of 19 in Teach Michigan. And we're already seeing the impact. It's right here in front of us. It's in our midst. And so we're proud of our efforts to attract and retain high impact educators. And school meals for all. We just came from our cafeteria where the governor served to joyful second and third graders. Those chicken nuggets look good. When the federal government ended the pandemic era meal programs, state leaders like Governor Whitmer stepped up to make sure that all students in the state of Michigan had their nutrition needs met in our schools. She clearly understands the connection between nutrition and learning. And here in Kentwood, we've embraced the whole child approach, and in partnership with our families and community, we've built full service kitchens in every single one of our schools, ensuring students have fresh, hot options every single day. As we know, the state budget is still looming, and we know that budgets are more than just numbers. They are statements of our priorities. And thanks to strong leadership, Michigan has set a bold vision to provide every child with resources they need to succeed. Now is not the time to derail from the trajectory. We must chart out a long-term course to sustain and expand these investments so today's vision becomes tomorrow's reality. We're grateful for the hard work being done to finalize the state budget. We know everyone is working really hard, and urge leaders to keep those critical supports like universal school meals in place. So it is a privilege and honor to introduce Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She's my friend, a fellow Spartan, and the 49th governor of the state of Michigan. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Number one, thank you. I am always so grateful for your leadership and the work that you've done to help inform the work that we're doing in Lansing. You and everyone who shows up every single day in front of the classroom, at the front of the school bus, at the head of the cafeteria, all the people that make a school work for kids are the best of public servants. And this is not an easy time to be in public service. But I can see with my own eyes, talking to the kids, talking with the team here in Kentwood, you're doing something special. And it makes a big difference in the littlest lives, but in the lives of so many families. So today I was here to help serve lunch. I chatted with some of the little kids who go to school here at Hamilton, and I want to talk a little bit about the real difference that these meals make in their lives. You know, it's tough for any of us to focus when we're hungry, right? When our kids are hungry, it's nearly impossible to learn and to take in the material that is being taught in school. Outside the classroom, free school meals have had countless benefits for our students: social, mental, and physical health. As I chatted with some of the folks that work in the cafeteria, they've seen a difference in behavior just because every child's able to access that meal. Free meals make life easier for families at home as well. As a parent, I recall, it was a little while ago since I packed meals for my kids when they were going off to school, but I recall the hassle in the morning of trying to get everyone out the door on time, find something halfway nutritious to throw in their bag to make sure that they had something. Getting your kids out the door is no small task, and free school meals help busy families get out the door, but it also saves mom and dads, reduces their stress, saves them time, and saves money, right? It's about $850 in groceries per student in your household over the course of the school year. So Michigan families the last 2 years have been able to count on these meals for their kids, breakfast and lunch. And this is at risk as we try to close out this budget, something that I want to make sure that we get done. It's a priority of mine because I've seen the difference it's making. And so I want to give you a little brief update on the budget. You know, we're working hard. Democrats and Republicans are working together right now in Lansing to improve our schools and help kids succeed. It is my 21st budget. All right, I did 14 as a legislator. This is my 7th budget as governor. They're never easy. It's always hard, but we're coming down to the end here. And I'm going to stay working every day to make sure that we get this done on time and that it prioritizes our kids, feeds our kids, doubling down on literacy, training more qualified and skilled teachers, continuing to make record investments in classrooms, and expanding safety and health resources. I've already signed 6 balanced bipartisan budgets. This year should be no different. And so I'm just here to lift up one thing that is in that budget that's so important, but there are many, and we've got mere days left, but I believe we will get it done. And with that, I just want to thank you for the work that you do here every single day and tell you I got your back as we complete this. Thank you. And then we got some members of the press. If you want to ask a few questions, I've got time for that. So whoever wants to get started, go for it.
Well, the first with Emma and the Gretchen press, with October 1st into May, what is the administration's plan in the event of a shutdown? And what would the impact be on Michiganders in terms of services and operations that we see and the number of temporary?
Well, first and foremost, it's in all of our interest to avoid a shutdown. And that is something that we've been at the table negotiating. I believe that we will be able to do that, although any responsible governor at this juncture has a continuity of government plan, which we do. It is my hope that we don't have to dust that up and deploy it. Legislature's got 9 days left to get this thing done. They can get it done, and we've had some very productive conversations, and there's a lot of work going on in Lansing right now to make sure that we do get it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Governor. To kind of give us an update, if you could, on the exact sticking points from your view, what are the details of the budget that still have to be worked out as to why we don't have a view yet? Is it roads funding? Is it generalizing the dollars that were necessarily put forward to breakfast and lunches before? What are the sticking points that still have to be worked out?
There's always a lot of pieces, right? It is making sure that all of the priorities that each chamber and that I have as the chief executive are met, but also recognizing that these are tougher times, right? We know that we've seen from the impact of tariffs to the impact of a variety of business decisions and inflation, that everything costs more. We got a little less money to work with because of reconciliation and the budgets that passed in Congress, decisions that were made. We've got fewer resources to work with. So it means tough decisions. So setting those priorities and making sure that every caucus and the governor can say, this is a balanced budget, it is worthy of bipartisan support, and we've been able to get these big things done. There's no secret what I've been focused on for 7 years, making sure that we're investing in our kids and our infrastructure, making sure that we invest in our people, we've got skills, and continuing to be a competitive place, and that will continue to guide the talks. But I can't go into specifics right now. We're continuing to negotiate, and when we have those, we will make that announcement jointly. Yeah.
Specifically as pertains to the free breakfast and lunch program, there are differences between the Senate and the House of how to handle that funding. Speaker Hall has said, that their schools can do whatever they want with the House's version of the budget. Do you believe that to be true?
So I think it's important that we designate dollars for lunch and breakfast. I think if we don't do that, we run the risk of some kids having access to meals and others not. And so that is why the last 2 years, that's exactly how it was written. And that's something that I think continues to be important. The House passed budget, the Senate passed budget, neither one of those are going to be the budget that gets to my desk. The budget that gets to my desk is one that we will all be negotiating together. And so it'll probably bear some resemblance to certain things in one of their budgets and other budgets, and the budget that I introduced 130 days ago or 230 days ago, however many days it's been. I introduced it in February. So that's what negotiation is. We have split government. And even when it's all one party, there's always differences of opinion. So we will work through those differences and get a budget done. And I just want to make sure it gets done right and it gets done on time. You stood up, so, okay. All right, you call, we'll do two, both of you.
Not sign the budget that passed by the House. Why? What are your reasons for that?
Well, there are a lot of shortcomings of that budget. It is a budget that was passed just by the House of Representatives. It's not going to get to my desk anyway, so I'm not going to sign it because it'll never get to my desk. But also, there are some fundamental differences that I have in how that budget was built. I'm confident, that being said, that Speaker Hall is serious about having a budget that is serious. He's got a lot of priorities, and I think that we can write a budget that checks off things that are on my list, checks off things that are on the House Republicans list and the Senate Democrats list. Every one of us can say we got some victories here, but every one of us is going to have to make some sacrifices too. That's how budgets are done, especially in these times when we've got tighter resources and everything's more expensive. People are feeling it at home, they're making hard decisions. We got to do that in state government too.
What are the other things on that list for you that are kind of non-negotiable when we put education funding?
Well, you know what, I think that we've made tremendous strides after decades of disinvestment in public education. In the last 7 years, we've had historic budgets. This year should be no different. We have got the resources to do it right. Free meals is something that I think has really made a difference. Our tremendous support for literacy programs is going to continue to be very crucial as we try to make sure that every child can read. As we think about supporting our educators, we've made a lot of investments in luring great, talented people to go into this profession and keeping those who have made a commitment to this profession continue to do it. And so these, I think, would be the top of the list, but there are a lot of things in the education budget that I think are really important and that will be important as we negotiate. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate you.
What are your thoughts on the National Guard being deployed to Detroit? Maybe Vince kind of floated that idea. Any thoughts on, we've seen that in other cities in the country, thoughts on National Guard being Detroit?
think that those tactics are unwarranted and not something that we're going to be asking for. Thank you.